Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana here on Sunday. A quiet day, it's been a quiet weekend. The last few weekends I think were quite volatile. But last here on that middle of January we had that pump that was nice, and the last weekend as well we saw that move to the upside here within that impulse. But yeah, it's taking longer now to correct. The sideways consolidations take longer, they are messy. And we need to wait for the breakout. In my opinion, we are here in this, you could call it a descending, broadening wedge. It's a pattern that would normally break to the upside, which doesn't mean it always has to happen. The messiness of this structure suggests, for example, it could just simply be an ABC structure which is unfolding, just that the C wave hasn't really started yet. Mentioned in the previous video that if it's an ABC, as highlighted here in, well, give that the orange color, then we can distinguish it a little bit from the other count here in orange. Yeah, that if this C wave is starting, we have a first indication if we break below this 2340 level, and then I think good confirmation below 2230, this wave A low. Normally best confirmation you get that a C wave is starting is if you break below the A wave low in this case. Yeah, we would then be looking at a support area between 1160 and 1660 pretty much, which would provide a nice entry point for anybody who plans to trade that C wave to the upside. Or in a more bullish interpretation, you could argue this is a wave 1 to the upside instead of an A wave. They are both impulsive. A B wave down could be at wave 2, and you could trade the wave 3 instead of the C wave. Same stuff, but we won't know until the bulls are able and capable of holding a reliable wave 4, then get a wave 5, that we are in something much more bullish. But until then, we've got our support areas here. We had 3 here. We had 1 here. I took it off, as you know, because it became basically irrelevant. We would still be in this support area, but it's, I don't know. It's what you need to know. This is certainly a possible support area here in which we are, but I didn't really want to emphasize it anymore as a reliable trade setup, while these were. This one here isn't really anymore because we're still in that pattern. It's a rare pattern as well. We broke out of this ascending wedge to the downside. So yeah, I'm just watching what's happening now. I mean, a move to the upside is still possible into the region between 2830 and 3220, as long as we're holding above that A wave low. But certainly you can see the pushback of the bears is getting stronger. More bulls are selling into the rally, or you could say the bears are selling into the rally, and the bulls are losing steam. But still, it would be nice and ideal for this structure to get one more wave up. So I'm watching it. Signal for that would be a break out of that wedge. Then I think, okay, we have a good case to make that even outside of this ascending wedge. We might still do something like that we are just moving up in some kind of an ending diagonal pattern, finish off this 5th wave of 1, and that we then can come down in an ABC pattern into this area. So that's sort of what I'm watching, but at the moment really no change to the previous videos. Only thing I can mention to you is that the volatility seems to be declining, and that we are heading here into some kind of a micro pattern that you could call, yeah, maybe even a triangle. I mean, let's be honest, I put these 2 wicks where the trend line is, or the other way around actually. But you can move the trend line. Trend lines are a bit subjective, so if I don't use the wicks, you've got something like that, and we are sort of able to see some kind of an inverse head and shoulders here. We're making higher lows, but we're also making lower highs. In addition to that, it looks a bit like a triangle. So we're certainly heading into an apex, ready for a breakout maybe towards the end of the weekly candle. So watch out for that. Any breakout signs could take us to that 2830 level. So I'll keep you updated about Solana. There is not much more to update. We can take a quick look at the indicators here. They are certainly gaining momentum on the lower time frames here, the 1 hour for example, but there is not enough to add. There is no divergence visible here. We're making lower highs on the indicator as well as we are on the price chart, so it doesn't really give us a heads up. Here the RSI seems to be breaking out. I mean, that's certainly an interesting signal. We are above 50 as well, but you can see how the indecision is making it difficult to really, forecast what the price is going to do, because it was oscillating between just around 50. So pretty much neutral on the indicator side as well. The RSI on the 4-hour though is still bullish, also breaking out here, bullish crossover on the 4-hour MACD. So the chance for that fifth wave is still there and still very much realistic. Yeah, it would also be ideal and would be in line with what I expect for Bitcoin, Ethereum, which means that we can still push higher eventually. So it's going to be interesting. The daily though has started to turn down here, and there is currently no sign that the daily MACD bearish crossover is turning around yet. So, and the bearish crossover on the RSI as well on the daily. So I'm not sure if the lower time frame indicators will be able to change that, because the daily has crossed bearish, which means, yeah, the wave 2 is also on the table to the downside. So unfortunately, less certainty, and that is also why I took that support area off the chart, because we had 3 reliable long trade setups here. This, in my opinion, isn't one. If it works out, fair enough. If you're a breakout trader, do it. You know what you will need to look out for, and a break above that last swing high would also indicate that we are pushing higher, which would be here at the moment the 2520 level. But it's not reliable anymore, you know. But yeah, inverse head and shoulders, a potential bullish pattern. So if you look at the patterns, you could argue they are bullish, inverse head and shoulders plus descending broadening wedge. And we are also in the, let's say, upper half of that wedge. So a breakout is not too unrealistic. Okay, and that's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.